Good evening. Today I'm very happy to welcome Mrs. Dede Newman, actress from the United States. How are you, Dede?
I'm very good. How are you?
Thank you very much for joining the live. You remember I published your interview 2 years ago on my website, and you talked to me about your early beginnings, how you got interested into art and you played ballet. Can you make a little quick reminder? How did you got interested into becoming an actress?
Sure, and thank you for this opportunity. I started as a ballet dancer when I was young. I loved the art of dance, expressing myself creatively through movement. Eventually, my love of performing through dance evolved into performing as an actress. So, I studied at the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco as a child, and then pursued other interests and came back to my love of acting as an adult. Since then, I have studied the Meisner technique, which is based on a lot of emotional preparation and really getting into the heart of the character. And I've been blessed by a fabulous acting teacher.
And I remember as well you studied yoga, correct?
I do. I became a yoga teacher in 2014. I went through a fabulous yoga teacher training program in San Francisco. And again, it's all about the art of movement, but also going inside to find inner balance and balancing the mind and the body, which is, I think, important as a dancer, as an actress, and just as a human.
And tell me, how did you get your first professional opportunities in acting?
That's a great question. I was blessed to find an app called Clap It. And that app is on hiatus right now, but I think it is coming back soon. And it did something that no other app at the time did. And I don't know that any other app right now does. And what it did is it took normal people that were not professional actors or actresses at the time with no IMDb credits to our name, and it enabled us to audition through the app and get selected for small speaking parts in movies. How fabulous is that? For acting is all about connections, and I'm so grateful to be connected to you and how you help promote actresses around the world. So this app
Thank
did
you.
something this app did something similar. It enabled actors and actresses in the United States to audition and to start building up our professional acting resumes. And for Clap It, I am eternally grateful. So through Clap It,
This
I
is
was
an
able to,
this is an application on the cell phone. You download it.
yes, it's called Clap It.
Uh,
I don't know if it's available right at this moment. They're going through sort of a reincarnation. I think they're going to come back soon. I'm not I haven't it hasn't been revealed yet. So through
yes,
the Clap
but
so
yeah, you can put I mean like videotaping, resume. You can put your monologues, maybe show reels, stuff like that. Correct?
not exactly. There's another site called Demo Reel, and that's where I put all of that, all my acting reels, my resume, my bio, my headshots. Clap It was totally different. It had open auditions. So they would present a scenario. This is a character, and this is a situation that this character is in. Improvise. So they would give you a short scenario and allow you and give you the opportunity to improvise. And that's something that I didn't touch on when I first mentioned Clap It, but that was another amazing feature of this app. There was no script. You got to totally improvise. And as someone who's creative, I love improvising. So maybe 20 to 30 people would audition for each role. And you could see them all. You could see all the auditions, which was another amazing feature of this app. So it wasn't like you do an audition with a reader and then you upload it and you don't see anyone else and maybe you get selected, maybe you don't, but then you never hear about this part again. This app enables you to improvise and enables you to upload an audition that everyone could see and give feedback on. So it created a community among actors and actresses that were either just starting out in their teens or 20s or were, full-fledged adults and trying to get back into acting, like me. So it just democratized and leveled the playing field. I cannot speak highly enough of this app, and I am really looking forward to it coming back. So that was the starting point for me. I got some roles through Clap-It. Then I started to get to know directors also through Clap-It and through another app called Actors Access, which I'm sure all actors, at least in the United States, are familiar with. So Actors Access is more traditional. That's where you are presented with a character and a script. You typically get a reader to read the other part. You film it and then you upload it. But you don't get to see, anyone else's audition, and you don't get feedback unless you are selected for the role. So that's more the traditional route. And then during 2020 and 21 and this year, I've been starting to get roles through Actors Access.
Yes. And Dede, tell me, before we talk about your acting, you also have a YouTube channel. Can you tell us what do you present there?
I do. I love comedy and I love improv. So I enjoy doing that through Clap-It, but then that took a hiatus and was not available. So I created my own YouTube channel. I created it during the pandemic because, as you know, it affected the entire world.
Yes.
It was a fairly depressing time with the pandemic and the lockdowns. It was not a fun time. People were not celebrating. A lot of people were not happy for obvious reasons. It was a very difficult time for a lot of people who may have lost loved ones or, just had their families affected and their school affected and everything. So it was not a fun time. So I try to find some humor in dark times. So I created this channel during the pandemic to bring some light and some levity and some comedy to people through YouTube that people could watch from home. So I do satire, I do improv, I do all types of comedy because I think that really helps. I mean, it helps when times are good, but I think comedy really helps when times are not so good as well.
Of course. And tell me, Dede, do you have a certain dream you want to realize in your acting? A certain dream project, a certain dream role you would like to achieve maybe next year?
I do have a dream that I win an Academy Award at some point. I'm not sure what the role will be. I like to do all acting, so I'm not going to pigeonhole myself and say, oh, I have to do comedy or I have to do drama. I really like both, and I think there's drama in comedy and there's comedy in drama. They're intertwined inextricably. So I like to find the humor maybe in the dark roles or find some, seriousness in the comic roles. I'm just open to opportunity and I appreciate every role. I say yes to almost every role I'm offered because I think that's the way to grow and evolve as an actress.
Yes, correct. And I remember you telling me about your 3 films, the films you did. And I wanted to know, how did you get casting in these 3 projects? It was through the application you mentioned or through an agent you had?
So the first role was from Clap-It and the second 2 were from Actors Access. And now directors are just contacting me directly, whether it's through Facebook or email or IMDb. I'm grateful that I've gotten to the point where directors are now contacting me directly. Does that mean I'm not auditioning anymore through the other apps? No, I'm still auditioning every week through Actors Access. Every week I submit auditions, and every week, I try to connect with directors just, through social media. Social media is also a great way, like Instagram, TikTok. I do slam poetry on TikTok, so that's another way for me to express myself creatively.
Excellent. And how did you spend Thanksgiving yesterday?
I spent it with my boyfriend here in Southern California where we live, and I just have to give props to my boyfriend because I do not like cooking. I'm not good at it and I don't enjoy it. But I do like to
Really?
eat. No, that gene, I just did not get the cooking gene.
Yeah.
But
And
my
what
boyfriend is
if
a
your boyfriend? Please go ahead.
so I was just going to say my
Mhm.
boyfriend is a fabulous cook, and so I'm just so blessed that he loves to cook and he's a really good cook.
Really?
So
Excellent. Excellent. No, what I wanted to ask you, what if you got the role of a chief, huh? A chief cook, or a film revolving about cooking, like Eat, Drink, Men, Women, the Chinese film, and many films like it that takes place inside the cuisine of a restaurant. What will you do? I think your boyfriend can give you some lessons.
there's an expression called fake it until you make it. I would just have to fake it and pretend that I'm the best cook in the world.
Excellent. This is excellent. Didi, I want to thank you very much for coming up live with us. I wish you all the best, in your YouTube channel, your TikTok monologues. And also, I hope next year we can talk to you again. Once you landed the new project, we can talk to you more about it and about your new outings.
Thank you. And thank your lovely wife. And I appreciate everything you do to help promote artists all over the world. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Appreciate your words, appreciate your friendship, and don't forget to share the video with your boyfriend tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a lovely evening in California. Bye bye.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you.
Bye.